In the deep pit, Lisa took off her pants. Nick glanced at her, immediately stepped forward to gather up the pants, then quickly took off his own. Next, he picked up both pairs of pants, walked to the puddle, put them into the water and soaked them completely. Then he went over to a pile of wooden sticks, pulled the belts from the pants, and used them to tie two thick wooden sticks tightly together. Finally, he fastened the pants firmly to the sticks. Once everything was ready, Nick looked up at the 5-meter-high wall in front of him. He then picked up the sticks and threw them forcefully overhead, but they slipped down, almost hitting his head. Undeterred, Nick mustered all his strength to throw the sticks again. This time, both ends of the sticks rested exactly on the edge of the pit. Nick hurriedly tugged on the clothes to check they were secure, then placed one foot against the wall and began to climb up with all his might. The smooth wall made every step extremely difficult for Nick, and the sticks propped against the wall gradually began to bend. He quickened his pace, but just as he was about to reach the edge of the pit, his foot suddenly slipped. His right leg slammed hard against the wall, causing him to cry out in pain. He could only cling desperately to the clothes with both hands, but the next second, Nick fell to the ground. The intense pain left him collapsed on the ground, moaning continuously. Seeing the seriousness of the situation, Lisa didn't hesitate. She immediately tore a piece of cloth from the sticks and pressed it against Nick's wound. However, this not only failed to ease his pain but made it worse. To make matters worse, just as she was busy bandaging Nick, it suddenly started raining. As the rain grew heavier, water began pouring into the pit, leaving Lisa terrified. But Nick spread his arms and laughed. Looking at the rising water, he unhurriedly led Lisa to one end of the pit, taking her to a higher spot. Soon the water level rose deeper. Suddenly, Lisa's foot slipped, and she fell heavily into the water, struggling continuously. Nick quickly jumped in, made his way with difficulty to her side, and held her tightly. The two of them stood waist deep in the water, hoping that if the water rose a little more, they could use the buoyancy to climb out with the flood. Unexpectedly, the rain stopped shortly after, much to their surprise.